Hey, this is Half Asian Tarot Queen doing another reading. Been doing a lot of readings this week because there's like crazy amounts of energy and it's very intense. So anyways, I am starting with the Mystical Shaman Oracle, which is my all-time favorite deck. And yeah, we'll see what the cards have to say for today. I feel like there have been some really interesting and powerful messages coming through, and definitely seems like we're at this huge inflection point in the world. And oh my gosh. Yeah, I mean, right when I said that, the Thunder card came out, so. Yeah, okay. Interesting, because that came out yesterday. Okay, so at the bottom, we have Taming the Wind. So, the wind in this context, it speaks to, like change, and taming the wind, it's interesting, like when you look at these cards, like there's just so many layers of messages that comes through, and that's one of the things that I love about this deck. But and also there's this bird right there, which, you know, the birds are like kind of like messengers from the other side. And taming the wind, it speaks to change, but it also speaks to sort of like it always reminds me of this story of Forrest Gump, and how he kind of would always get these messages, and it was like he felt like he was being guided, like from his mom, like that little white feather would fall, and he would like know whenever he was at a huge inflection point, like which way to go. And that's kind of what this card is speaking to. And like for me, this is super meaningful because like on the week that my dad was passing away, like this was this thing that kept coming up, like the whole story of Forrest Gump. And like also I feel like my dad speaks to me through the birds because he was a pilot. So there's just this sort of thing like, okay, the world's changing and it's a big shift, but it's sort of like, but we got you, you know, like keep an eye out for the signs. So then we got the rainbow, the arrow, thunder, and the seer. So this was also in yesterday's reading, which I'll link up here. It was called Shock and Awe, I believe. But this is all about sort of following your intuition, because it's tapped into this higher awareness, and that's where you're going to find this guidance. But this, so, I mean, what I was saying, but so this, starting out with this bird, and we've got the rainbow here, which kind of indicates sort of like the chakra system, and your sort of like energetic guidance system. And like it's like this bird is like totally in alignment with the universe, like the chakras are totally lined up, and this bird is like, it's just in alignment with all that is. And so the bird is being guided. So it's a really interesting message, like, and things are going forward, you know, like, so it's like this message is coming through in so many different ways, but it's kind of the same message. And it's like followed by the arrow, and the arrow is all about being in alignment with the universe. And when you're in alignment, when you're in alignment with a higher path, and it's not just like your ego, but you're in alignment with all that is, it's like when you release your arrow into the universe, it will be guided to its target because you're in alignment, you know? So again, like this bird is being guided. We're getting messages from the universe, because Thunder is a card about like a climactic shift happening. Like, it's just like things are about to change, and it's like a make or break moment, you know. But like what this is saying is there is guidance here. So like you've got to tap into it. And this was kind of like a lot of the message that came through in the reading that I did yesterday. Oh my gosh. I just picked up the Urban Tarot, and at the bottom was the Tower, which totally also came through in the shock and awe reading that I just did. Oh my gosh. And so did this card, the Nine of Wands, Wounded Warrior. So it's like, the thing that just came to me with all of this is like, okay, so like right now in the larger world of what's going on, it's like there's this big showdown that's happening with Russia and the West. And really, like, poor little Ukraine has kind of got in the middle of it. And they're like stuck trying to defend their little country against this superpower, you know, and it's just like completely ridiculous, you know. It's like David and Goliath, but like this arrow, that's what this arrow card is. It's sort of like, you know, David just had this little slingshot, you know, but his little, he was in alignment. So it's like when he threw that stone, it like hit Goliath like square between the eyes, and Goliath went down, you know, and that's because he was in alignment with something larger than himself. And so that's kind of the thing with Ukraine. It's like they're totally outmatched, but yet the whole world is like rooting for this little country because they know it's unjust and like it's messed up, you know? And so right now, it's sort of like this moment where like the Russian army is like circling the city and nobody knows what's going to happen, but we know that it's about to go down, and everybody's just like, oh my God, what's gonna happen? Like, this is crazy, you know. And that's kind of how the cards look right now, you know. And it's just like, but it's also sort of like, we got you. Like the cosmic sort of spiritual realm, like they've got it covered. So even though like it's sort of like it looks impossible, like it's almost like some crazy alignment is going to happen, because like right now the whole world is watching. So, you know, we'll see. Like at the bottom we have the kindergarten teacher, the Princess of Discs. So it's sort of like, it's interesting because this isn't the message I usually get with this card, but it's like this kindergarten teacher is in charge of like watching all these kids and making sure that they're safe and that they are allowed to like grow and develop and bring out the, you know, the best of what's there, you know, the potential. And like, it's almost like, you know, the people of Ukraine, you know, it's like this fledgling little country, and you know, they're just getting started, so it's like super fragile, you know. But like now it's like the whole world is watching and wants what's best for them, you know. Like I'm kind of getting that from this card. And there's like this, they're just starting out, but like right now, like everybody's so impressed because it's just like they're holding their own and they're fighting and they won't give up. And so it's like they've earned the respect of like the whole world, you know, because of how brave the people of Ukraine are being, you know. So anyways, we got the Eon, the Lovers, Love, Strength, and the Hermit. So yeah, this like looks really climactic. And again, these aren't the messages that I would normally get from this card, but it's sort of like, this is like judgment, like this reckoning that's happening, you know. And we got, I mean, what I'm getting from this is like, love is gonna lift them up, you know. Like, it seems like they have nothing, but like love is really powerful. And so this is gonna be like something that's gonna inspire the whole world. Their strength in the face of the impossible, and the love of everybody that's watching over them. And this spiritual quest, they're like an example of overcoming for the whole world. And this little country, this little fledgling little country, oh my gosh, right when I picked it up, I was like, they're gonna change the world. Like, and right when I picked it up, I got like the Two of Pentacles, and that is change. Like, they're gonna change the world. But underneath that, there's also disappointment, and there's also ruin. So they're gonna change the world, but it's not gonna be, it's not just gonna be rainbows and roses, you know. Like, it's gonna be hard, but this is like a game changer. So oh my gosh, this reading is really intense, but like I think it's also like really important, like, because it's like a battle of good versus evil almost, you know, like in a certain way. And so it's like really important to stay positive. I'm going to pick a couple of cards from Everyday Tarot. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Okay. So at the bottom, we got the Nine of Wands. This is the Wounded Warrior card, so that seems kind of appropriate. So we've been like, I mean, they've been run through the ringer. They've just been beat up, you know. But there's all this potential here. I mean, there's this Empress. Like, this is a new beginning. And it's like nobody knows how this is going to go, but it is going to be a new beginning for these people. And we have the Knight of Wands, the Knight of Swords. So it's like these warriors that are busting in with fire and truth, you know, like, I mean, because that's all they have. They just have the truth, and they just have their passion, and they're going to lay it down for the whole world to see, you know. We have Star, which is the card of healing. Like, they're going to heal the world, and they're going to show themselves to the whole world, you know. They're going to be the stars of the world. Wow, this is a really, 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 like, emotional. Like, I'm feeling like such powerful emotion. When I pulled out Sacred Destiny, I got miracles on the bottom. So it's like, wow, what is about to happen? Like, I really think that this is like, it's a powerful moment. Like, they're gonna teach the whole world something with what they're doing. It's amazing. Okay, so new beginnings. We got embracing, we got stillness, and we got abundance. So it's like all these birds, and it's just like, just embrace the moment and like totally just be all in. And then we have the swan, you know. It's like totally coming into their power, and in this beautiful way that's totally in harmony with the world and abundance. The Ukraine is gonna, they're gonna be the stars of the world. That's what I have. So I'm gonna keep putting out positive energy for the people, and I really hope it all works out. It's like the eve of this craziness, and nobody knows what's gonna happen, but that's what my cards are saying. So I hope they're right.